Unique New York. 723. 23. Podcast number 20. Japan. Good evening and welcome along to the Turn 1 podcast, the podcast for those fans who love F1. It is episode 20. We're talking about Japan, and joining me this week is our normal guests of Will and Henry. Gentlemen, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How the devil are you two? You okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good to hear. Sounds like everyone's happy. If you're tuning into the podcast for the first time, well, this is how it goes. We play a game, F1 2019. We play Japan. We do a one-shot qualifying followed by a 25/50% race, depending on the time limit we have in hand. During that time, we'll talk about everything, free practice, quali, and race. But probably not so much free practice. Will explain that a little bit later on. But in the meantime, let's go straight into it. And anyone who's watching this live on a Wednesday, 7:30 till 9, yes, that's right, we've moved the time yet again. Anyone in the chat, Henry keeps an eye on the chat, brings in the comments for us to have a chat about later on. Isn't that right, Henry?
That's correct.
That's right. So let's get into it straight away. Whilst I'm setting up the game and joining the league, let's talk about Japanese Grand Prix. And boy, what a race.
When it happened. Let's start at the very start. The weekend was not a weekend.
It was not, was it?
It was one day.
It was.
Typhoon. What was it?
Oh, God.
Scottish sounding.
Haggis.
Haggis.
Haggis. I always
Haggis.
remember Haggis, that's it. Yes, Haggis. That battered the whole of Japan. It looks like Suzuka got away with it a little bit more than Tokyo and that. So
Yeah. Obviously, our thoughts go out to anybody affected by the hurricane.
absolutely,
It was,
absolutely.
Devastating, really, wasn't it? To what
Yeah.
I'd seen from actually did hit. So I think F1 did well this weekend to pack everything away on the Friday and look after everybody.
Yeah,
It was a good effort.
absolutely.
It was good to see the drivers as well on social media showing what they were doing. Landon Ice decided to go down a bowling alley. He actually went down the lane. And obviously there was a few, I think it was Mario races, weren't there, in the hotel rooms as well.
They always have Mario races.
Bit of FIFA as well, I think, between a couple of the younger ones. All sorts going on, really.
There was one there.
There's a good community spirit, I think, this weekend. It's got to be said, between all the drivers and, well, everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
It was.
Gasly seems to be a common theme with typhoons because in 2017 he was going to Japan for his Super Formula Total Showdown, but it was then cancelled. The race was cancelled because of a typhoon in Japan.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. Something tells me that it was something to do with F1 as well that weekend. Wasn't he visiting the track because he couldn't do the typhoon, because of the typhoon or something like that?
I don't know. I remember that race being cancelled because of a typhoon.
I believe he was in the Red Bull garage that weekend because obviously there was no race to attend.
Yeah.
And his first experience of Red Bull.
I don't remember a Formula One race being cancelled with weather. Not the race itself.
No, but his Championship Showdown in 17 was cancelled for the European. Was it the European Championship? Was cancelled because of a typhoon. So now he is like a typhoon link. You know what I mean?
So I suppose we should say free practice 1 and 2 went ahead as per.
It did.
Free practice 2 was very hectic because they basically tried to qualify in the end of that, most of the bigger teams.
Just in case it...
Tyres used.
And that's what I heard. The fact that throughout the whole of Friday there wasn't these gaps because of the tyre allocation. It flowed.
Mm. There was many rumours going around because the cars weren't actually going into qualifying, possibly. They wouldn't have to go into Parc Ferme, which means you could do whatever you like to them between free practice 2 and the race if the qualifying hadn't gone ahead.
Oh.
There was no rule saying that the cars couldn't not be messed with because they're not in Parc Ferme. Very. And also, there was an argument over tyres used because you were supposed to return 2 sets. The rule doesn't say 2 new sets, so you could have sent any old sets back to Pirelli for testing.
That explains something about Ferrari later on, doesn't it?
Yeah, so a lot of things went on. Free practice was pretty straightforward, I think. Nothing stupid happened, to my knowledge. It was a good session.
Yeah. Well, this is my bogey track. What isn't my bogey track?
Didn't jump start.
I know, I didn't jump the start. In fact, I was late off the clutch. I was too busy looking at the other screen. But that means that's safe for me for turn 1.
Oh, Lord nearly did a Leclerc to me as well, which I suppose is the first thing that we should talk about race-wise.
Turn 2, wasn't it?
Turn 2. What do we think, guys? Penalty, no penalty?
Penalty.
It's really strange because they went no penalty, and then when he retired, they went, "We'll investigate this after the race."
It happened just before the retirement because they picked up new evidence that they didn't see before.
Yeah, they still had to wait till after the race to talk to the drivers, which seemed, silly. The FIA once again have gone, the video evidence isn't enough, we want to hear what the drivers have got to say, where, Leclerc has no defence.
Yeah.
What were they going to ask Max Verstappen? Because he was just there. He didn't turn into him, gave him room, There was just nothing he could do.
I was forced off track. Great, 20th and last.
We should talk about qualifying, actually, shouldn't we? Now we've done turn 2.
Yeah, let's talk about qualifying.
Order. So, the 5th time it's been run the same time as the race. Henry's got a stat, which we both picked up on, but Henry can do it.
So, 5 times the qualifying's been run on a Sunday, and all 5 times a German's qualified on pole.
That's a good stat. Who are the 5? Who are the Germans that are qualified? I'm thinking something like Schumacher, Rosberg, and Vettel, or something like that.
Newest one was Vettel. I think 3 was Schumacher, and 1 was pre-1980. So I'm not too sure.
Right. That is a good stat. That.
It was on the Sky coverage, I think.
I think.
But that is incredible. And who picked Vettel for pole, really? After Mercedes' dominance in free practice.
There we go. This is it. This is the start. Flip in heck.
If you've not seen the Rosberg Heineken advert, we did mention this to Tracker before he started drinking and driving here.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm playing absolutely crap, but it's not at the same time. I hate this circuit, and I truly do hate this circuit. As Will goes and sets the fastest lap of 1:34. Yeah.
I don't mind Japan, but it's not my favourite of them all.
The next one, Mexico. That's a really good one.
So where were we qualifying? So Ferrari took 1-2. Very shocking. Was it 3-4 Mercedes after that, or was Max there as well? I forget.
It was both Mercedes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Ferrari, Mercedes, then
Red Bull, McLaren.
Yeah, so 1, 2 Ferrari, 3, 4 Mercedes, 5th, 6th Red Bull, 7th, 8th
8th, McLaren.
McLaren.
I mean, nobody saw that coming. Everybody expected Honda to be doing better, and it didn't really happen, did it?
No.
Max had several issues in qualifying where he said, "I've got no power," which was a bit concerning.
The home race as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good job Albon was on the ball, But
Yeah.
we'll come on to Albon because I think Tracker has something to say about that audacious move.
It was audacious, yeah. Oh, you want me to talk about it now?
No, we can wait. So if we've done qualifying, we can wait.
Yeah, I was going to say quality
So,
first. So talk about the crashes that happened in this race. Let's start with a certain Robert Kubica who had a moan at the same time.
I don't understand what he was doing. He basically drove into the wall and accelerated. He was on the grass and then put his foot down. That was stupid. Williams were very pushed to get that car ready for the race. So for it to finish was quite a miracle. And they are now officially short on parts. They have no parts left for Mexico, etc.
Apart from the upgraded wing.
Yeah, they have what they've got, and that's about it. They could try and get some more parts ready, but there might not be spares.
That shows the direty of that team that have done it. Really bad. How it's all fallen like that.
Yeah, I think
such a great team.
Other people I'd listened to said the wing costs about £50,000, something like that. Which you'd expect for an F1. But it is a lot of money, but it's not money. It's a sort of... It is what it is, I guess. Most are going to be that much or more. So... And, if they can't afford, say, 2 wings, that's not good as Williams.
No.
It's not good for the team. But, so they're in dire straits. But Russell said that was one of the better qualifyings of his F1 season so far, but the race was terrible. We didn't see any of him. He was quite pleased with Japan. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think Sunday morning, Albon and Russell stood together on the Skypad and looked at each other's laps.
Yeah.
Which was funny. That was a good watch, seeing how Russell wasn't going onto the curbs, but Albon was. So there's a confidence difference there, or possibly the car difference showing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I can't think of any other standouts. Was it one of the Force Racing points? I nearly said it. Who entered the top 10 as well?
Force? What, the Racing Indias?
Yeah, those guys.
I think it was Checo, wasn't it? Because Stroll got into Q2.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. Racing Point going for a strong one.
Yeah.
I guess Henry should cover Renault.
Yeah.
Their dire performance.
I would assume that Renault was set up for the race more than qualifying. And obviously, after qualifying, they rebuilt Ricciardo's rear of the car because they found a problem with it.
But Hulkenberg didn't do well either, did he, really?
But he had he had a hydraulic problem, didn't he? He lost all pressure.
He had hydraulic issues.
He had he had
yeah. I remember that because he came in.
The one chance that he had of maybe getting the Alpha C, if he had a chance, when Giovinazzi qualified in the top 10, and obviously Hulkenberg was 15th.
I think we've got to say as a podcast, we gave Giovinazzi a lot of flack, but towards the late parts of the season, he's doing a mighty fine job for Alpha.
Since the summer break,
I think we've always said that. Oh, for flip's sake! That's what we've always said. Oh, for flip's sake!
You've always said that, not us.
I think we've always said that he's learning the trade, isn't he? So
You got to say, Kimi next to him is a good pair for Alpha. There's no better driver to learn off there. You know, Kimi might have lost a bit of speed, but tactically and driving lines and technical advice, I imagine, he's got to be the man for you. You know, racing enough different cars and stuff to be able to give a lot of feedback to the team.
Racing Point didn't get into Q3.
Who was it then? Was it
Gasly was P9 and Grosjean was
Gasly.
P10. Giovinazzi was P11. Stroll was P12.
That was still good for Stroll then, really.
Yeah. And Perez was P17.
Oh, he had a shocker, didn't he? Didn't he have a problem as well?
Might have been.
I think he had an engine issue or something.
Right.
Yeah, Gasly didn't he? Because it was 300, so in the top 10.
Yeah.
But you know, Gasly showing he's got the pace.
Yeah.
Not in that Red Bull.
No. Which is a bit weird.
I mean, you've surprised me saying Grosjean was in the top 10 there. I didn't remember that. I wouldn't have predicted it either.
No, I wouldn't have predicted it either, to be honest.
What? That,
doesn't really feel...
I don't know. Grosjean's a weird one. He gets a stronger second part of the season than he does in the first part. It's a bit weird, isn't it? How his performances are. He just needs to show that throughout. That's the only thing.
True. I think Magnussen's been the best qualifier for Haas this season, though, overall. I mean, he's got some 5th and 6th places, haven't he, when the top teams haven't performed. Gasly. So,
yeah.
You know, it was a surprise for Grosjean to be at the top. But, you know, fair play to him. Fair play if he's got there.
That's true.
I think that's qualifying, doesn't it? That's everybody talked about.
Yeah, it's pretty much. So let's look at the race then. So we've talked about the turn 2 incident. I mean, like we said, what were Ferrari thinking, really? Well, not Ferrari, Leclerc thinking. And let's face it, Ferrari don't have...
It was all triggered off by the...
Wall.
Wasn't triggered off by that, but it was all triggered off by the false start from Vettel.
Yeah, I'd say it was a false start. But I don't think Leclerc got away cleanly either, did he?
No, he was distracted by the fact that Vettel moved forward and then stopped. By the time they started going again, Bottas has already got past both of them, hasn't he?
Didn't I say Bottas had one of the best reaction times again this race? Which made it look even worse for Ferrari. Apparently he got right on it. But, I mean, what do you think to the Vettel penalty? Guys in the chat, people, you know. Did he deserve one for moving in the box or not?
Well, it happened with Kimi, didn't it? Kimi got a penalty for jump starting.
He actually left
so yeah, but he shouldn't have started. He shouldn't have jumped any point at all.
No.
Hold on. This happened earlier on in the season at Austria, and it was exactly the same incident, and there was no penalty given then.
For whom?
It was Carlos Sainz.
It is a really awkward one because the rule says if you don't move within such tolerance, you don't get a penalty.
Yeah.
However, a lot of people have said, like Max said after the race, it appears to be worded as if you move, you get a penalty. There doesn't seem to be discretion there, but they gave Vettel discretion.
I think if you can, because the cars are set back from the white line, there is that gap to move. It's how close you get to that white line before you set the transponder off to say that you've jump start to say you jump start.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the cars are set back purposely, so there's a gap for the driver. If he does make a mistake, he's got that little gap to not make a jump start.
I suppose it depends how far forward you park in the box as well when you start.
Yeah. If you look, there's an orange line in there and all the grid slots. So if they can put the car there, they've still got that little gap between orange line and the white line, if they were to make a jump start, if that makes sense. If they can stop it quick enough, they're all right. Which obviously Carlos Sainz did in Austria, which is why he didn't get a penalty.
So I was thinking about the American USA Grand Prix and how the starts up a hill, basically.
Yeah.
You know, if the car rolls back slightly, is that bad? Because I mean, you know, the back of the grid don't have that problem to face, do they? Because it levels out. But if you're like first 6 positions, you've got to be on the brake, the clutch, and the accelerator all at the same time. It's an odd one, really.
No, I get where you're coming from with that.
I guess what I'm saying is the tolerance level maybe needs to be standard apart from a few tracks, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to call, but if the FIA have written the rule in such a way that it's black and white, there's no, you know, benefit of doubt or whatever written into it.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be a penalty, you know.
The run down to turn 1 is downhill. Because you can see it when there's on the Japanese pit lane. The buildings are staggered downhill. So
I think if you're actually in the P1 slot, though, it is flat. You know, there's nothing that's forcing you down.
Yeah. Which is what it should be, really.
Yeah. But obviously no penalty was given if you've not seen the results of the race, and you depend on us for the race commentary, or you. But,
if you depend on us for race commentary, welcome along.
But yeah, he had no penalty for that, and, you know, I guess if that's the way they're going to interpret the rule, that's the way they're going to interpret the rule. It is consistent if they did the same for Carlos Sainz, so...
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why you didn't hear him on the radio saying it. Do you mean?
Yeah. But, Ferrari threw the race away again, didn't they, really, from that?
Yeah, they did. And any hopes for the
track.
championship as well.
Yeah. You know, the drivers are desperate, I think, you can find. I think that's what caused Leclerc's incident. I think that's what caused maybe Vettel to put early on his tyres and come in early.
Yeah.
Causing the one-stop not really to be a thing. Or he was on a one-stop, wasn't he, Vettel? And then they had to change to the 2.
Yeah, because they found the tyre deck was just worse than it was.
So, yeah. Awkward one to call, but Ferrari definitely threw that race away after what should be a Mercedes dominant track. Sort of went, no, you're alright.
Yeah,
Caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the
apparently
caution
yellow
zone.
flag
Be careful
somewhere.
until you see the greens.
Yeah, down into
Oh, there
spill
it is.
somewhere.
One out.
Okay, clear.
Yeah, good thing that was parked up there.
But, yeah. But Bottas faced the start and controlled the race, really, from start to end.
Pretty much.
Or did he? Get my Lewis Hamilton tinfoil hat on here. I think they gave Bottas that win.
You think that was a gifted?
I think those medium tyres, Hamilton could have easily got to the end on those.
Yeah, but if they're in points positions that they're not going to... Siri's just gone off. If...
I found this on the web for as they're running positions that they're not going to. Check it out.
I can't even stop that at the minute. I can't believe that. Yeah, but if they're in points positions to win the championship, are they really going to risk it? Is it worth just having a 1-3?
I guess. Also, because I watched the Mercedes pure pit wall. Did you see the new graphic this weekend? Really say how much rubber the tyres have got
that was
left?
good. That was good.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
No, it's not. According to Mercedes, that was completely wrong. They had not got 70% left of that tyre. They got 20.
They'll get better. And Mercedes
Basically-
will say that. That's the team's will to call a bluff.
No, correctly check the tyres. It depends. Each car's different, obviously, how much downforce they use and how much tyre they use.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were quite a bit off in their recommendation because Hamilton had pushed on those mediums. The thing's only an average of how long the tyres have got.
It's still nice to have a graphic up though that can help it along. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but just don't read into them too much for strategy because they
Reduce the
doesn't
Eurus
work.
deployment, please. We need to charge the battery.
Exactly.
Oh, I've missed it. Right, I'm going to have to take the chicane. Run off. I missed that one.
But what else happened in the race? It was a bit of a weird one. The midfield was extremely hectic. I suppose next was Albon and Norris.
Albon and Norris. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was shouting a little bit when he got knocked off, but at the same time, though, I didn't know about the brake duct issues that Norris had from the debris from Leclerc. See, Leclerc didn't just ruin his own race. So they had to call him in, and he was in a faster car, and with Norris having sort of a blue flag. Is that you, Will?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
already come in for the bits.
Blue flagged. Let me show you where that blue flag should go.
Oh dear.
Never
That's
let Tracker drink and podcast again.
Back to normal, guys. Back to normal.
No, I mean, it's a 50-50 incident, isn't it? I suppose the Casio chicane's had so many incidents in the past. It could have gone. It was neither here nor there which way it was going to go. But with Norris's race being compromised by Leclerc debris in the brake ducts, it is what it is, you know.
I do think Albon came in a little hot and from a far, far way back.
Yes.
He didn't slow down in that corner if he had not collided with Norris to make the corner.
Yeah.
It was a lunge, but yeah.
It really was, wasn't it? So far back.
I mean, that was a Daniel Ricciardo, you know, Bunny Badger move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it?
I suppose we should talk about Leclerc and his debris. So it missed Hamilton's cockpit by not much.
That just proper guillotine. It was like a guillotine, wasn't it, on that wing mirror? That's gone.
I mean, I was panicking at that point because I thought that was really dangerous. And Ferrari were just happy to leave him out there, weren't they?
I think that was the stupid move of the day, though. The Ferrari not calling him in. They had live footage. They did the world feed. They could see what was going on.
I think they did call him in. He decided to stay out there.
Yeah,
he stayed out there. They were told him to come in. They told him to box. And he just stayed out there. He said, well, I can feel nothing on my ring. I'm fine. But they could see what we could see was the sparks and everything else. Everything falling off the ring.
I'm sorry, but Ferrari should have been more assertive and go, box now, that's an order. And not let Leclerc come back. He should have said, box now or you're going to get disqualified. And that's what he should have done.
I mean, I think if he'd have carried on for another lap after that, the FIA should have disqualified him from the race, quite honestly. That is putting drivers' lives at risk. You can't this year, well, especially after what's happened variously this year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't happen. And like you said, it was a guillotine to that wing mirror.
Yeah.
Around 130R holding his wing mirror, did he, Leclerc? Because he'd taken damage to that as well until it blew off.
Yeah, it just came. You saw it bend up and up and up and up, and then just whoop, there it went, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the lap before he held it in place to keep it there. So he's going through 130 one-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good, is it? That is dangerous driving. That's like Hamilton and his headrest from... was that Monaco?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Monaco, wasn't it? 'Cause the race they stopped halfway through and then redid. That's why it was loose. It was last year. You know, he had to come in and get it done immediately. You know,
Because it was a situation that could have been hazardous, yeah. Was he black and white flagged or black and yellow flagged or something?
The equivalent at the time, I believe.
It took him a couple of laps, though. Didn't come in immediately. That was about 2 or 3 laps that happened. I remember watching their feed.
I think
it was the same year as brake check.
Yeah, that's what caused it, wasn't it? I think. So there was an instant, and then they shut the race off.
Wasn't that Baku where the Hamilton's thing was loose? Wasn't it Baku?
Oh,
it was
might
Baku,
have.
yeah.
He had a long straight, didn't he, to try and put it back?
He tried to put it back, but he didn't. And the next lap he boxed, didn't he, or something?
Yeah. But again, you know, they come in, and they should have done that with Leclerc, I feel.
Yeah.
But it's what Leclerc's penalty came for in the end, wasn't it? He had a 5-second penalty for Verstappen, and then a 10-second one for dangerous condition of the car, or however they phrased it.
And then a €25,000 fine for Ferrari as well.
Did he get any driving license?
I don't think he got any points on his license.
No points on his license.
I don't think so. Let me.
Yeah, I feel that should
double check that.
One, but you know, not listening to the FIA, not having common sense. It was stupid, really.
It was.
We should say it's a happy birthday to Charles Leclerc. It's his birthday today.
Is it?
Was it?
What is it? When's his birthday today?
If you're listening, Charles, happy birthday. Sorry we slated you, but you were wrong. Wasn't it Murray Walker's birthday of the Japanese Grand Prix as well?
Yes, it was.
I think it was, yes.
Yeah.
Commentating legend.
Yeah.
I'm having a shocker.
Back to normal on the track here.
Speaking of someone that didn't have a shocker, Carlos Sainz. As high as P3 at one point.
Yeah. And
What
the running...
a race.
No coverage whatsoever on the TV. Not a bit. McLaren are just at that spot where they're faster than everybody else, apart from the top 3 teams, which they're still way off. They're in a strange middle ground.
Yeah. The best of the rest, but not close enough to the top 3.
Yeah.
They're in their own little group at the minute.
Yeah. And Norris seems to be winning qualifying, but then Carlos wins the races. It's really strange. Isn't Carlos on to win P7 in the Drivers' Championship, I think?
P6. Well, he's P6 at the moment.
It depends who Albon does, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
So Albon has taken to that Red Bull. Kay's move on to Norris wasn't maybe clean, but otherwise his driving's been flawless.
Yeah, it's true. He has suited into that team, hasn't he, really?
He knows he's Max's B, you know, his partner, his wingman, whatever, but he's playing the role well. He's doing what Gasly couldn't and getting those P6s, which is what Red Bull need.
Yeah. That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
Henry, what's going on in the chat? Oh, go on.
No, I'm all good,
Henry, what's going on in the chat?
The multiple code says never drink and drive.
Yeah, agreed.
And Michael Patterson said, "Shut up, Siri, laughing face, laughing face."
I can't believe that happened.
Michael Patterson also said Hamilton got lucky with the damage from Leclerc's car. That was his mirror. The multiple cloud said it was very dangerous. Michael Patterson said that brought back memories of the massive incident at Hungary when the spring hit his helmet.
Whoa! Oh, I'm out.
Are you alright?
Okay.
Engine off, engine off.
Okay, that's fine. I can talk now.
Oh, bloody hell.
Barged off the truck.
They should definitely have brought Leclerc in.
Yeah.
Also,
Only barged off the truck there.
On the Albon Norris incident, Norris said after the race it was hard racing and he held no grudges, and he was glad that Albon, not glad, but he was pleased Albon escaped punishment. Incident.
They were both in the pen together as well, weren't they? When they were interviewed.
Well, they've gone through racing together, haven't they?
Yeah.
Out of the race. Out of the race.
He's out of the race.
Barged off the track. Barged off the track.
Hold on. I've got the right thing for this.
So
There we go. There you go.
HIA.
Yeah.
How many emotes did you make?
Oh, I didn't make any of them. I've got Jay to make them for me.
All right. Okay. Fair dues.
Jay made it for me.
So yeah, what else happened in the race? I suppose the other thing we've got to talk about is that last lap fiasco. How can a car crash and get a point?
Because for some reason the flag was raised done a lap early.
It was a rhetorical question, but I'll let you have that one.
Thanks.
To be fair, since they have to move all the television equipment all the time and stuff away from the water, or the Friday, and then repack it and re-pull it up, to only lose one lap, I think they did rather well.
Yeah.
There was qualifying wasn't going to happen, wasn't there?
Yeah, and if qualifying wouldn't have happened, they would have used F2 or FP2 times and positions to sort the grid.
That's it exactly.
So it would have been a whole different grid potentially.
That would have been something, wouldn't it?
We have a safety car.
You have a safety car?
We do.
Wonder why.
Well, it's not me, because that's, 3 laps ago? Unless it is me. So still trying to clear the debris.
Miles in front. If we're a nice leisurely drive around Japan.
Absolutely.
So Kubica, on an unrelated note, wasn't very happy, was he, with Williams?
No, he wasn't, was he?
But the thing was, they only had one new wing, and they don't want to put it on either cars until they've got both, and then they can put one on each car. So that's why they went back to old spec. But he said he wasn't made aware of this. He wasn't made aware that they made decisions that there was going to be, it was going to be changed. He wasn't aware that they were going to change it back.
Mm-hmm.
He's also come out and said recently that the new front wing should help potential for Williams in 2020.
He's going to say that, isn't he? He's not going to say the upgrade's terrible.
Yeah.
He could have done. Really. 'Cause he's not there next year. He could have said whatever he likes, couldn't he?
I guess. Have you heard that their main sponsor, Rocket, aren't happy?
Are they not?
No, from last race, because they brought him in under safety grounds, or whatever they wanted to call it, they haven't got enough parts. They felt that their brand, which they put all over the car, wasn't getting enough coverage, and weren't pleased that Williams had brought him in for no reason.
Hang on. Are we talking... They're not going to get blooming... Yeah.
They could lose the sponsor. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He was there under... Well, yeah. I only found out the other day. I know where I live very close to where that sponsor actually main base is. It's only in Wolverhampton.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Or is it even Dudley? One or the other. It's like less than 10 miles away. I didn't know that.
But it's run by an ex-F1 engineer, isn't it? Rocket.
I mean, if they're listening, I'd really like the look of your new 3D phone.
Yeah, someone's after a phone.
Hey, 3D phone at reasonable prices.
Proper
Yeah,
one.
so Williams could lose a sponsor at that. Okay, carry on.
I don't think they will. I think they're happy. I don't think Rocket can afford to go to any other team, to be honest.
They just cancel the sponsorship. They do other things. That's don't want to bore you with snooker, because that's basically what they do. They're my perfect sponsor, F1 and snooker. You couldn't get two more different sports, but they support both. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I am concentrating, but I'm concentrating on other things at the same time. I'm trying to do two different things at the same time, which is always a good
You
thing.
having another beer?
No, I'm writing down stuff.
Drinking and thinking.
Yeah, thinking and drinking.
Sorry, this safety car following is not very exciting.
Yeah, that's it. I can hear you revving. About like that.
Maybe 6 more laps.
Yeah. It's one of those
Only.
interesting podcasts, guys. It's one of those interesting podcasts.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because Japan was sort of busy and hectic, but there's not a lot of news about it really. The race was
The race was good. The race was good, though, wasn't it? Let's be honest. The race was.
yeah.
Looking at the stream there, by the way. Sorry, the safety car looked like it was warming its tyres. There, it was jerking all over the place.
Yeah, it's a bit. Just jumped out of the chicane.
Always does that, right?
The safety car is faster than you.
Yep, definitely.
Mercedes 1, 2, and 3 for Mercedes are leading the race. But yeah, Japan was alright, you know.
It was.
I suppose at this point we could bring in what Mook wanted to make about the race.
Go on.
About should racing, you know, and qualifying being on the Sunday together all the time. To make interesting.
It's interesting, isn't it? I like it. I like the idea of it. I think it's a good idea. Me personally.
Well, Washburn said they're not going to go with it, so that's it. That's in that discussion.
No, but it doesn't mean they can't look at it later, though.
No, but they're looking at changing. They want the teams to get there later to the track late. So they're looking at the Thursday and Friday aspect of the weekend. They're looking at changing the Friday weekend.
Right.
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what way. But next year, there's 3 tracks or 4 tracks of which you're going to get a qualifying, a sprint race to qualify or whatever. And it looks like it will be where you are in the championship will determine, in the team championship will determine where you start on the grid. So if you're at the back, you're going to be at the front.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, but as I said to Will, if you put a Williams at the front of the grid, they're not going to pull away from everybody, and it could cause more crashes. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody's going to be so bunched up together, not spread out.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Because it's going to be more cost as well, because that's another race they've got to prepare for, and damage they've got to do, and this, that, and the other. That's not cost cutting. That is adding more money to the sport.
I think that's instead of qualifying, though, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, but it's more risky than qualifying. You're not going to total every qualifying, are you? But you might total it in every sprint race if you're a Williams or a Mercedes at the back. You've got to overtake. It's just not fair. So, no, I don't like the idea. I really don't. I suggested that F1 on a Sunday altogether, but on a Saturday you had a sprint race with the rookies and whatnot. So there was 4 drivers per team, but like, your Latifis and stuff would race on the Saturday, and your pro drivers would race on the Sunday.
Ooh.
So that way, teams can test drivers, and it doesn't really matter. But you'd still get, practice results and testing results. And Sunday's your glory day, your best drivers battling it out.
Yeah.
Logistics of that, again, I don't know, but I prefer that to having to do a sprint race because I just don't like the idea.
Okay, dokes. What does everyone think in the chat in regards to this?
Oh, Jessie Jenny turned up. So hello, Jessie Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
She said, "Sorry, did I hear one of those interesting vodkas?" Probably, Jenny. Probably. Trucker's been on a few vodkas tonight.
I have not had a few vodkas. Do not put it on there. I had a half a glass of wine, and I've had a bottle of beer. That's it.
That's all he's admitting to.
I'm allowed to have a drink.
But we didn't say that. We didn't deny that, did we?
No.
You make it seem like I'm the biggest alcoholic out there.
Oh, you're not on
No
brand.
denying.
You've been drinking Heineken. You should have been drinking Heineken.
God.
Got to get that sponsorship deal with F1. Fly Emirates, guys. It's the best. If you're going to give me free playing, just saying. Or if Fanatec wants to give me a wheel, or all of us a wheel, just saying.
I don't think they know what they're going to do with qualifying for 2020.
No.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely not with it today.
Have you heard about the new rules?
No. Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me more.
So, the FIA come up with a set of rules, right? And it's supposed to be decided by, is it Halloween or something like that?
Yeah.
The top 3 teams have also come up with a set of rules they prefer. They put forward for them to take.
Right, hold on. I can go into a little bit more detail. So the FIA, as we'll set out the technical things for 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 3 teams and Haas have come up with their own plans for today, for the meeting today. Come up with their own plans, which is basically keep it as it is now, but they get more freedom, creative freedom, and everybody else. All the other midfield teams want to go with the rules for 2021, the new rules for 2021.
What the FIA's new?
Yeah. So in essence, it was like two sort of teams going with their ideas, trying to thrash out the rules for 2021.
Jesus. That explains how bad the sport is when it comes to that side of things, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the problem is, though, that the big teams make a good point that consistency means they'll get stronger because they'll bunch up because there's less to improve, but the other cars will. Stability increases performance and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you go and change the car completely again. All the small teams are going to reinvest all that money again to research a new car, which could still be rubbish, or they could just add to the car they've got,
Yeah.
It's an interesting decision to make. I see both sides of it, completely fresh start, great idea. Keeping it the same and waiting to see, if the other teams get closer. Again, another good idea, but I don't know.
Well, all we know is that they were meeting today in Paris, so that news will probably break Thursday or Friday.
Yeah. In Paris, haven't they, the big 3 teams?
Well, apparently, there's an article on the BBC website, and they, from what they can gather, Ferrari don't want to use the veto power. They would rather it's discussed, everybody agrees, and they don't want to use the veto power. And then they're quite happy for people, for the teams and everyone to discuss it and sort it out between themselves. Because they're all adults, and they're all adults, aren't they? At the end of the day, they're just looking after their brand. And
listening to the wrong teams, though, aren't they? It's Williams at the bottom, and Racing Point. They should be listening.
It's the midfield teams you want to be listening to. If you want to bring the midfield closer to the front, listen to what they say, which they have done with the budget cap. And then when they said, "Well, we were expecting it to be 150 million." Well, you've got a budget cap. Don't whinge about it. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've
true.
got your budget cap. don't whinge about it.
Yeah.
I've always been surprised that don't get the heritage bonus or whatever it is, because they have been in the. They like second behind Ferrari for the longest standing team. Something ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
Probably
Bernie agreed the contract with them when they came back, so who knows what we don't know in terms of bonuses and stuff.
Yeah, because Williams are firstly a privateer team. We forget this. They're not a
Yeah.
manufacturer, and secondly, they have been in the sport since at least the 60s, I think, not before. Something like. Where's their heritage bonus?
Yeah.
We get all that. Who can support themselves without it? And Williams, who are struggling, not give them a bailout within the FIA. Just keep them as a team. That would work better. Teams apply for money rather than granted it.
Do you know the 4 oldest teams in F1?
No, I'd hazard guess Ferrari, McLaren.
Ferrari are number 1, yeah.
McLaren.
20.
Williams.
Williams are 4th, 1978, yeah.
Oh, 78. Wow.
McLaren, yeah, you said McLaren, didn't you? 1966, they're 3rd, yeah. There's one team left, and that's number 2.
Are we talking about teams that have been consistent, that have been in the championship year in year out?
This is just on the history. This is just the history of obviously teams.
Because we could say Mercedes.
Yeah, they joined in 1954, but obviously they left at some point, didn't they? As well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Here's to the win. Well done. Oh, jeez.
GG's.
Not happy, but there you go.
Until Lord comes back, we can't change the settings.
So you have to have all 3 players here to change the settings?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's not going to happen for a while then, is it? When Lard comes back, it will. Which we're hoping is next race. And I can't add up. Oh, crikey. You know when I'm just trying to do things. 3.5.
It's Mumberwang.
There we go. Nearly there. There it is. I know what I'm doing. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. Yeah,
this is great.
Well,
it's absolutely great podcasting, isn't it?
Well, I don't know I don't think he knows what he's doing, Will.
I know exactly what I'm doing. Shut up.
Like, there's nothing.
I know one thing. I'm not happy with the stats on blooming prediction scorecards.
Oh dear.
Wow. This is terrible. I will switch cameras in a second. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. There we go. Oh my gosh. Right, okay, that's going to be something to bring up, isn't it?
Oh dear. Is this not good?
No. Well, depends on which team you're. There we go, done. Right, okay, let's switch. Let's bring it back. Post game. Let's continue. Ah, dear. So, let's move on, shall we? And go to Henry's favourite segment.
Oh, are we not going to rate Japan first? Are we not going to rate Japan first?
We can rate that at the end of the podcast.
Okay, no, that's fine.
We'll rate
Should we
at the end of the podcast.
Should we start with the breaking news from today?
Okay.
That
what,
there
the news
will
you've
be
already broken?
The news that
Go on.
2020.
Oh, yes. Track update.
Yes.
Yes, go on.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going around the Dolphin Stadium in Miami.
That'd be good.
There is pictures of the potential track on Twitter, which I tagged the Turn One Podcast Twitter page.
Right. So there's actually a picture, is there?
There's. It's not. We don't know if it's where it's going to be, but there's rumours of a layout already on Twitter, of which I did tag yourself, Will, and the Turn One Podcast in it.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look. Miami circuit. It's not that one that we saw early on in the season, was it? The way the Miami one was it?
No. This is different. This is a whole different area. The land is owned by the bloke who owns the Dolphins Stadium, so he owns all the land around the outside or whatever. And F1 looks like it's agreed to go there in 2021 or do something there, namely hold a race there potentially.
I mean, maybe it'll be one of those F1 Experience Day things there, like they did in London. Where, the car and stuff.
We should say it's an agreement in principle. So if anything doesn't, if the figures don't add up, then they can sort of say, oh yeah, we agreed in principle, but we're pulling out now.
Right, okay. Have a look. So this is the circuit in principle. Let's bring that up on screen. That looks all right, doesn't it? That looks all right. Big long.
Thank you to
a couple of long straights.
Thank you to whoever retweeted for that. Thank you.
A couple of long straights on there.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not definitely it's going to be like that. That is just, do you know what I mean? What they think it could be.
Yeah.
A lot of people have to go to Baku because it's got a really long straight.
Yeah, but I like Baku as a street circuit. I like the fact that you've got the narrow bit, and I also like the fact that you can also overtake in most parts of that track of Baku.
But have you noticed all these new tracks have just got long, massive straights in the hope that overtaking will happen?
Yeah.
And stuff like this weekend in Japan, and Hamilton was right behind Vettel through the whole straight and still couldn't overtake him. Straights are not the way forward, guys.
Yeah, agreed.
You can't go twisting turnies Monaco, but all the cars at maxed out potential are pretty much the same.
Well, look at the circuits that actually work pretty well. Look at Silverstone, look at Austria, look at Germany to an extent.
I think you need a mixture of both. I think you need a long straight or a longish straight, but you also need the slow sections or whatever you want to put in there, to be honest.
Well, let's face it.
I said about
is it to appeal to the American NASCAR fans? That's why they're looking for the long straights, the speed, and everything like that. Is it to do with that? Do we think? No,
that's not. I don't think those pictures are. There might not be official pictures yet. BBC have got a tweet from somebody else who's got the same picture as us.
But it's that shape, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same.
So it's based off the same source. So that potentially could be the circuit.
Yeah. I don't think it's got enough braking points to overtake him, which is what Japan suffered from, because Hamilton couldn't brake Vettel because you keep the speed through the corner. Whereas this has got hard braking points, but they're on a long straight where cars can't follow it. Don't think it's going to help.
Yeah.
So, like Paul Ricard, why doesn't that long straight have a chicane in the middle? A hard braking point to change the momentum, I think that's what it might need.
So it needs something like that.
It's got to get past the American laws, so they will look at traffic and everything else. So obviously there will be a hurdle for them to affect, a bit like the other Miami track. So yeah, we don't know. It was I heard about this last night, by the way. When I said last night, early hours of this morning, I heard about this.
Yeah.
off on off sources, off Facebook pages, which you don't tend to believe. But then it was on BBC, and then it was all over Twitter, which would make me think that if they can get it through, it'll go through, and it'll be 22 teams in 2021.
Right. Okay.
Which is why they want to cut down on the weekends if they can, and to help the mechanics and stuff with family life.
Yeah.
Because they're already too far away. They're already out for 4 or 5 months of the year or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it equates to, that they're flying into one country and then flying back out again, and then flying off to wherever and flying back.
Yeah, they hardly see the family, and I think that's why a certain Sky Sports presenter has dropped down to part-time.
Could be. It could be that Sky didn't really want to keep him.
Forget the Sky not wanting to keep him. He's got a 2-year-old kid. He wants to be at home. He's 10 years older than me, us. So he wants to be at home with his kids. Family first at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We don't know unless we ask him. And if you're listening, Ted, I'm the guy to interview you, son. There you go. Will's been banging on with that sponsorship all night, and now I'm coming up with that one.
No, you're all right there. Ted, you want an interview? Come to me.
Ted will be drunk, so he won't even turn up.
We met Sky Studios. You and I were on the same team at one point.
I think, though, for the F1 season, they want to obviously cut down the costs, but they want more races and they want less people in the team. So there's going to be more races and more work for the mechanics to do, but they want less mechanics. And they want to cut the costs, but FIA need to decide what they're going to do, because you can't have both.
I think it's Liberty Media, isn't it, more than anything else at the minute. Liberty Media want to put these races on, but then they understand that the teams need to be in a... Maybe what they're thinking is that with the budget cuts, that the extra money that teams would help them get more staff in, maybe, I don't know, or would be able to finance this extra race or 2 races or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let's move on.
You're asking team like... It's really harsh.
All I'll say is, if you don't expect it to happen in F1, it will probably happen.
Yeah.
Anything in F1 will happen, and that's it. Good night, Michael Patterson.
Yes, good night, buddy. Let's move on from Miami, though. What other news have we got? Do you want to bring up the news relating to your team?
Racing Point, or whatever you want to call them, put in a... It's strange. I'm not sure on the rules. If somebody knows about this, they put in a 12-page document after the race, and they cheated. Not cheated, but used a part to do their pre-break bias. I'm not sure how the FIA wrote it down in their thing.
So what it is, it's a 12-page. It's a 12-page dossier. That's what it's called. And it's about the fact that they have a big advantage for using an automated brake bias system on the car that's under scrutiny, and it's a preset lap distance dependent brake bias adjustment system. So effectively, what that does is it takes away the pressure from the driver to sort out the brake bias going into corner to corner. So say, for example, you're heading into turn 1 of Suzuki, you don't need as much brake bias as, say, going into the hairpin. So you need more brake bias, 60% brake bias probably, something like that, to go and take that corner. Then you release the brake bias for less demanding corners.
I can go better than that.
I'm going with an analogy. You wanted me to explain it. I'm explaining it. I'm continuing to explain it.
I was on about the couldn't they not put the protest in before the race weekend?
Why?
No, I'm just saying, could they not put the if they already had this 12 page and it was pre-planned?
It was pre-planned.
No, but I mean, it's a not. If you're going to cheat, that's not the thing you would use to cheat, though, is it?
Yes, it would.
Why?
Because it's taking the rules state that the driver must be in control of the brake bias independently, solely. They're using the ECU and this steering wheel to adjust the brake bias automatically. Therefore, it's cheating.
Well, it's cheating yet. So
Sorry?
of course, you can say we think they're cheating and use on boards and GPS or whatever until the FIA say yes, they've cheated or no, they haven't. Just gotta wait and see.
There's got to be grounds that they've actually that they've taken them, that they've seized them.
What did we say on the phone? What did me and you both say on the phone Monday night?
We said there might. Yeah, but there might be a Renault engineer that's gone across to Racing Point and said this is what Renault use. Boom! There you go. That's not a Spygate. That's a legitimate whistleblower.
Oh yeah, it could be Spygate too, or it could be if it is proven.
Henry Donald Trump credit fits speaking there.
No.
It's all about the fake news.
No, it's not proven until it's not proven if I say yes, they have done something illegal.
Did you guys hear the other Renault news?
Go on.
Daniel Ricciardo has settled his court issue with his previous manager out of court.
I did see this, yes.
Andy Close's son.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
So he doesn't have to go to court now.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, I think they were just. It was just common sense. They sat down and sorted it out between the two of them, or with lawyers or whatever, how they wanted to do it. I'm not sure how he worded it though.
No, Renault have paid some off, because it was bad publicity for the team.
Forward to pay off. Just gonna, you know what I mean? If they're paying him 26 million a year, I think he can afford it to pay it himself. To be honest.
I suppose they just didn't want to get dragged through court, though, do they? And the rest of his.
I don't think Ricciardo wanted to go. Either the team or Ricciardo didn't want to go through court. Even if you just paid him $3 million, just said there you go, here's a compromise, here's £3 million. Take it or leave it. I'd assume it's probably more like 5, I'd guess. It's half the 10 million in it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ricciardo goes his 5 million. And if he didn't make the move to Renault happen, he's got 5 million for doing nothing. Just going to throw it out there.
True.
Whereas if he did make the move happen, then he's got a fair whack out of it.
But basically, that's been that's been settled.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of flack off Renault.
I think Honda were asked at the weekend if they wanted to run their own team in F1, and they no.
Yeah, can we see? That's the thing.
But yeah. I think that if Honda had half a chance of buying a team now, or buying a team in 2021, I'd take it.
Would they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good way to get your brand out, isn't it, I suppose? I mean, I know they're already getting the brand out with their engines, but if they start winning as a Honda, that's better than winning, say, with a Toro Rosso or Red Bull Honda, isn't it? Sure.
Wow. Breaking news from today. It's not Toro Rosso anymore.
No, it's not. Sorry,
it's
I forgot to mention that.
It's Alpha Tauri.
Alpha Centauri is what I'm going to call it.
Alpha Centauri, that's the nearest star system to our planetary star system, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't there a game based solely on that game or same sort of similar title to Alpha Centauri?
I just know the star system.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, that was done to that.
And in honorary tradition, I shall continue to call it Toro Rosso. Call it Racing Point.
Absolutely.
Force India.
Exactly. We all do it. Everybody does it though, don't they? Everybody just carries on with what it was really known as before.
Yeah,
but I still remember the difference between Sauber and Alpha.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Vasura says the Alpha lineup will be made quite soon.
Mm-hmm. How soon?
So-
That's the question.
Well, it's got. I reckon it'll be the next couple of races. I would think that they would be announced in the next couple of races. Would be my guess.
Right.
Which would only leave obviously the other 4 or other 3 are already sorted, so it'd only leave the Williams seat left vacant
Yeah.
at the moment until they decide who they're gonna put in that seat.
That's true. That's true.
No, he's only 3 people. No. It's either going to be Latifi, it's going to be Massa, or it's going to be Hulkenberg.
I don't think they'd put Massa in there. He's happy in Formula E though, isn't he?
Hey, he came back again after he dropped out of Formula One. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think Hulkenberg will get the Williams seat just because they need money, and he'd cost them money. So my thing,
That's what you think?
I think, yeah,
Hmm.
because they need the money, and he comes with a budget.
Right. Do we have any other news at all?
No.
No.
No. No, because they were having the meeting, as we said earlier on. They were having a meeting earlier on in Paris, so that'll be out in the next couple of days. We've discussed what happened in the race during the race. So, apart from Kimi saying that Alpha were nowhere in that Japanese Grand Prix.
Right. Yeah. Well,
that's it.
that's it, isn't it? That's summed it up. Well, I think we'll start wrapping up. Let's give the race a score before I look at the predictions. Henry, what are we going to go with?
I'll go with 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Will?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. Because why not? And let's have a look at the the Immortal McLeod coming in there. Let's have a look. What's he said? Let's bring this back to web.
He said 8 out of 10 as well.
8 out of 10. Nice. That's it. Will rolls eyes. Right, let's have a look at the scorecards. So we've got 3 races to go through and catch up. Tracker and his half a point. Watch it, mate. I am still in charge of the scores. Right, so we go back to Singapore. This is how far back we've got to go. Prediction scorecards. Looks like this. So we're going to go through sequentially. So after 14 rounds, it looks as follows. So this is after Singapore. Yeah. So I'm on 56.5 points. 57 for Jay. 56.5 for Will. For Lard. 76 for Will. 56 for Henry and 52 for Emma. Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haha! You know what I've done? I've done the same screenshot 3 times. Okay. Well, I see. You know what? That's easy enough to change. I just go to that one there, and we'll just open that. After 15 rounds, I'm on 59. Jay 61, Lard 56.5, Will 81, Henry 59, and Emma 53. Ready for the last round, which was just now Japan. Here we go. I'm on 61. Jay 65.5, Lard 63, Will 84.5, Henry 62, and Emma 56. So Will well in the lead. Jay is on course for 2nd place. 3rd place at the minute is Lard. 4th place is Henry. And shall we say 3rd place is Lard whilst missing a week. 4th place is Henry. 5th is me. Same old me, finishing last. And Emma is on 56. She's only 5 behind me. Wow.
Come on, Emma. Come on. Beat him. Beat him.
You know what? On that note, it is hashtag shambles. It is hashtag shambles. Let's just one more time. Let's just bring Dave. Oh no, wrong one. I'm not bringing up Twitch. That's always a good thing. I was going to say let's just bring up Dave again. There we go. There's Dave, licking his lips, thinking, "Yep." Anyway, you can find us at Turn One Podcast on Twitter. You can find us on the Turn One Podcast webpage on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube at Turn One Podcast, our own channel. And if you want to email us, podcast turn1@gmail.com, because some other bastard nicked Turn One Podcast, and I'm not disappointed about that at all. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
No worries.
We're shambling now. Go on.
Now, you should point out, since Crashgate, I'm just going to put it in there.
What?
It was 10 years ago that Crashgate happened.
Right.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, and for legal reasons, we have nothing to do with Track 57.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing at all.
Performance has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Him and his number wangs, nothing to do with us. And his poor driving skills.
All news coming from here are from the tag totally_gamage if you want to go and sue his ass. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the information in the chat.
Cool.
We're going to wrap up now because why not? I'm going to mute them. Take care. Bye-bye.